Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. This is our negativity time capsule because our terrible human memories are short, they're fallible, and we often misremember things and remember them as we wish they had been more so than they actually were. And so at some point, 6, 12, 18, 24, 36 months from now, whenever it is that the market gets back to its next crazy mania hype cycle, we will have trouble remembering just how bad the depths of the downside of the cycle were right now. And, maybe we're near the bottom, maybe we're past it, maybe we won't get to the bottom for another 3 months or another six, who knows? And if it's that long, then yeah, I'll come back and do another one of these negativity time capsules at some point in the next couple of months. So let me know what you think about this. I'm going to talk about some prices, how we got there, what it means, and then show a couple videos and some other things just to make it easier for us to dig back through the internet and find this knowledge in the future. So, set boxes, of course, if you're a small card store, you're paying about 102 or so for these from distribution. And after you actually sell it to somebody, pay market fees, pay real shipping, you need to sell it for about $125 to break even. And so we see things obviously like Midnight Hunt, market price of $78. Now, if you were silly enough to be a card store and go and try to buy this from your distributor instead of buying it on the open market, then yeah, you'd be losing somewhere around $46. And even card stores who bought before the price increases back in June of this year, even they who are holding these from the previous lower distribution prices, even they are losing money at these prices. The same with Crimson Vow. It's been a bit higher through its whole life. I suspect it just had tighter distribution. Even Streets of New Capenna, $87. You see Strixhaven is out of print, but $95. That would not have been too bad because, again, distribution prices during its lifetime were a bit lower. But we see Brothers War is coming out in 2 days. I'm filming this November 16th, 2022. It's going to come out Friday, November 18th of 22. Brothers War, and it's selling for $116 at the market price, which means that card stores are losing about $10 on this. I mean, like I said, they need to sell for about $125 to break even. Now, Modern Horizons 2, that's a premium product. It sold for a decent bit more. I don't recall if it was exactly twice as much at distribution, but at these kind of prices, it's a lot closer to break even than the rest of them. This might still be lost territory for most card stores. It's hard for me to recall. But even Kamigawa, that's done really well with the set boxes throughout its life, $122, that's still a loss for most card stores. And we get down to some of these other things, unloved stuff like Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, $92. And the individual Dominaria United set boxes don't appear on here, but they're weak all the same. Here's the case. So we'll go over to draft boxes, and of course, Watsy is deliberately trying to get draft boxes to wither on the vine. They keep taking the good stuff out of them, moving it to set boxes, and the market reflects that. I mean, people are smartly adjusting their buying away from draft boxes, but you see Dominaria United came out a scant 2 months ago, and it's at $90 market value. Now with the draft boxes, small card stores are going to be paying about $95, and their break-even price is going to be about $117. Again, this is shipping a single box, one at a time, paying market fees, all of that. So if they can ship a case, then yeah, the economies of scale work out better. But in general, selling one box at a time, about 117 is the break-even price for draft boxes. And we see Unfinity, which came out a mere month ago, $96. Time Spiral Remastered, $250. It's a premium priced product, but it basically gave up all the gains of the last year. $250 is right where it was a year ago. $74. Again, 117 is your break even. And so you're looking at about $40 loss if a card store, for some reason, bought this from distribution recently and then was trying to sell it here. Now, obviously, card stores would just come here to buy it instead of through distribution. But again, that tells you how screwed up the market is right now, that for some stores at some products with some levels of pricing power, it's cheaper to come onto the secondary market and buy instead of buying through distribution. And, that should not be the case in a healthy market. But essentially, we don't have any draft boxes that sell for standard price that have a market price today that put them at profitability for card stores. And, some of these are just terrible. $72 for New Capenna. Now, again, Modern Horizons is premium, but I think this is going to be a loss too. Double Masters 2022 is kind of one of the bright spots in the market. It's melted down a bit. I think these peaked around 330, but 291 is not bad. We'll move on to the collector boxes. And for the collector boxes, again, wholesale is about 188, and once you back out fees and real shipping in the US, you're looking at about 223 as a break-even cost. And so the set that came out 1 month ago, 190. The month before that, 182. This has just started to accelerate in its price decay just in the last, week or two. And Brothers War, the set coming out in 2 days, already selling at a $10 loss at 213. Shove it off the books, get as much of your money back as you can, and move on. So these older sets from, let's see, Kaldheim was January of 21, and Midnight Hunt was late 21, and Crimson Vow was November or December of 21. But you can see these are all products that even under the old distributor prices, they would have been somewhere around 210 or so break-even price, and they're selling at 130 and 120 respectively. So, even great products like Modern Horizons 2 that peaked at 440, it's down to 350, and Double Masters 2022 has just kind of had a very gradual slide, even though it really is a legitimate premium product. Now, Commander Legends Baldur's Gate, this was sold at that kind of half premium price that I sometimes talk about. Not quite master set prices at the distributor level, but not standard set either. And I always like to joke that I thought I was being a genius when I bought it at, I believe, $232 a box for these. I bought 6 of them, and here they are, $135, $145 at the market. And so the amount of loss that stores would take on this is just unbelievable, but it shows you just how messed up the market is. So on to the second kind of thing I wanted to talk about. Rudy's been on a rampage these last couple days. You should go back, here are the names of the videos, and really like these 11 in a row all the way through to this Dear Wizards of the Coast. And of course, these are in reverse order as you'll see them on the screen. But you can see 39 minutes ago, 18 hours, 20 hours, 23 hours, 4 videos in a 24-hour period from Rudy. So, he's on fire about this right now, about the ridiculousness of what Hasbro's been doing. And it's gotten to the point where the stock price is down 50% or so for Hasbro, and the whole wretched financial news community has kind of descended on it as the hot thing to attack right now. And not that it doesn't deserve it, but often that can kind of be blown out of proportion, like the famous thing with shark attacks. The amount of shark attacks that ever happen are pretty consistent across time, but the news reporting comes and goes in huge waves. And so it kind of feeds on itself in a cycle. And then also Professor, this is one of the great videos he's made in the last little while. Let's see, 3 weeks ago, the unintended consequences of selling 60 fake Magic cards for $1,000. And another one, I believe more recently, 1 month ago, Magic the Gathering's 30th anniversary edition is not for you. So, I bring all of these up because, again, like I said at the beginning, we won't really remember these kind of details. YouTube does not make it easy to search out these old videos. It does not make it easy. The internet in general does not make it easy to reinsert yourself into a particular week in history and see what did the internet look like at that time. What were these channels that we follow saying at the time? What was the market doing? What were the prices doing? What kind of distortions were there? What kind of craziness was going on? And so that's what I hope to capture here. And, I kind of look forward to at some point, maybe a year or 2 or 3 years in the future, when everything is just going nuts, when pre-order prices are going 50% above MSRP, I'll link this to remind everyone that, hey, it wasn't always so great. And at some point it'll get worse again, just like right now. It wasn't always this bad, and it will get better again. But, like I always say, the future is always bullish. And on the long timeline, people go to work every day. People create value. They create jobs. They grow businesses. They do all of those economic things that make everybody's lives better, make everyone wealthier, and make all of us happier. And so eventually, all of these kind of economic tides turn and things just keep going back up. And so most of us who live in the first world today live wealthier, more luxurious lives than the last king of England lived in the 1950s. So, that's just the reality of it. So, on the long timeline, the future is always bullish. Just keep that in mind. So, let me know what you think, guys. Hopefully, this is kind of well received in its own time, and hopefully, it's even better received in the future when we look back at it. So, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join me on Final Trade. Thanks a lot, everyone.